What's up guys, my name is Matt, and today I'm coming back at you with a brand new video. Today we're going to be talking about my most recent pickup, which was the John Mayer Fear of God collaboration. This collaboration sold out in I believe under 3 minutes, excluding like the leather jacket, which was like I think $2,900, $3,000, something crazy like that. Today we're going to be talking about the black hoodie that I have here. That's one thing I was able to cop during the craziness. And we're going to be comparing it to an Essentials hoodie that I just picked up from the most recent PacSun drop, I think like a month or two ago. And we're just going to talk about the overall quality and if it's worth over $400 on the resale market. If you're new to this channel, love fashion, love anything related to fitness, life in general, subscribe down below. We're going to have a ton of content on the way. A little bit podcast style, a little bit style like this, talking about just the overall quality of the clothing that you're buying and making sure that you're buying quality, not quantity, which I have still a ton, so not perfect. Anyways, you're here to see the John Mayer Fear of God hoodie. So this is it right here. It's a very, very plain hoodie for the most part. There's a few nice detailings to it that I really like. The main one in the front that you'll see is it just says Sob Rock on the front. This is screen printed on. You know, I don't know how long it's gonna last. I wish I could say for a hoodie that costs like $200 that it will last forever. But we'll see. It does have a little bit of a tack to it, like ever so slightly. But nothing too crazy there. On the hood, to distinguish itself, it has a Fear of God kind of leather tag right here. It's nothing that like is too crazy if you've bought Fear of God before or seen stuff in person, but it is a nice touch. It is a leather tag versus a plastic tag that you'll find on Essentials pieces. And then on the back of the hoodie is where you get all the action. So it's a little bit like the mullet here. It's like you got like nice business in the front with Sob Rock, party in the back. So it's a Sob Rock here, John Mayer, Sob Rock, North America too, blah, blah, blah. You know, I mean, the only people who are going to be watching this really are people who are really into John Mayer and just want to know if it's money well spent. For someone like me, when I actually went and saw him tour, I didn't buy anything on purpose just because I saw the prices and I didn't really feel like it was worth it. To me, when I kept seeing John wear like all the Fear of God stuff, it made me want something from it. So that's kind of a reason why I bought it. Quality wise of this, it is better than the Essentials hoodie that I have right here. So just to show you guys, this is the Essentials hoodie that I'm comparing it to from the most recent drop. This is a slightly lighter weight than this one. This one is made in China, which doesn't necessarily make it bad. This hoodie is made in America, which is what you'll get with the John Mayer collaboration. But with saying all of that, Jerry made it seem like on his Instagram that it was like mainline quality, mainline everything. And I don't want to disagree with that statement because I don't think it's entirely false. But I also don't think it's entirely true. I don't have any mainline Fear of God hoodies, but I have felt them in person at Nordstrom, at Saks, and I don't know, like I felt like those hoodies, I don't know, like I wish I had one in person to really compare it to you guys and show you. But from what I've read from somebody else, is he said it's probably more like Essentials than it is mainline. So I want to make sure that that is in your brain before you pick this up, because I picked it up under the presumption too of seeing it was mainline, seeing all of that. I was under the presumption I would be getting like a $600 hoodie for around $250 only because of like the branding on here. Because let's be real, like if you're buying Fear of God stuff, for the most part, like the clientele between Fear of God and John Mayer isn't probably a ton. But like for me, like it fit like what I like perfect, because I went to the tour, I really love Fear of God stuff, and I really love John Mayer. So all three kind of combined into one. And so that's why it made sense for someone like me to purchase it. I think that's why the price point was where it was at. If it was higher, I don't think many people would have just straight out went and bought it, but I've been wrong before, been wrong many times. And, you know, I think the overall quality of this hoodie is like I want to say it's great, you know, like it's just coming out of my mouth right there, like but I think I have to settle with good because of the price point, and because I know the price point that people are going to be paying for these at. I need to go and I really want to see other Fear of God mainline stuff and have this in hand and compare it to it, but it doesn't feel that much different than the Essentials one. The Essentials one does feel a little bit softer, but it could be the color. This on camera, I don't think it's picking it up perfectly, but it's like a more gray stone color, whereas this one's just a pure black. And then on the 1977 here, it's felt, and I've seen people's falling off. This is screen print. I like screen print a little bit better. You know, I'm on this point for a while just because I know people are spending a lot of money. This one is better quality, don't get me wrong. I just don't know if it's $150 better quality. And I love comparing stuff to what I have in my wardrobe back here. This is a Represent hoodie, and to me, maybe it's the French Terry on this one versus Fleece, which is on the John Mayer one. But this one, I think, just feels a little bit better quality. And they're around the same price retail. I think this retails at $210. This retailed at $250. I want to say this one's better quality overall. I like how the hood fits on the Fear of God one more than the more than the Represent one. But the interesting thing too is, like, the Represent one features these little toggles right here, which really, I think, started with Jerry Fear of God with his Mainline hoodies. And that is not present on these hoodies. So it's a little bit weird. I'm on this a little bit too long, in my opinion. You know, people are probably skipping right through. It's like, how does it fit? How does it, like, I'm going to get to that right now, right after this. But, you know, when you're spending that much on a hoodie, I think you expect it to last a long time. And I think you expect top notch. I know John Mayer's all about top quality. That's why he went with Fear of God. That's why he wears the watches he wears, buys the guitars that he buys. He rocks PRS. You know, like, PRS makes amazing guitars. And, you know, like, I don't know. I think it's just because I expected a little bit more, and because I got a little bit less, I'm a little disappointed in that. But, you know, overall, like, it's gonna last. It's gonna last for sure. It's just, I think I was expecting like a 10 out of 10, and I got like an 8.5, so I'm a little disappointed in that, if that makes any sense to you guys through the camera. Overall fit, you know, up top, it fits huge. It definitely fits very Fear of God-like, and just so you guys know, I'm around like 220 pounds, 6'3", and yeah, like, I got this in a large. I get everything from Fear of God Essentials, usually in a large. I'm in between usually a large and an extra large for most brands, just depending on how slim it fits. And this thing's still, like, up top. It has a very, very drop shoulders. Like, you'll see it in the on body. Very, very drop shoulder. But towards the waist, it's a little bit tighter. So I wouldn't really suggest going down too much, because it doesn't really cinch at the waist like my Represent hoodies do, where it kind of cinches down below. These ones are a little bit more straight. I like to kind of tuck the under part in a little bit, just to make it a little bit, I don't know, I just like the way it looks a little bit better. You guys can be the judge of it yourselves with the on bodies and what you think. So I size down 1 in these. I usually size down in Fear of God, stuff like that. You can be the deterrent of yourself. I personally would go with your essential size for whatever you buy in hoodies. You probably like it saying, I'll put a side by side of the Essentials hoodie and this one. This Mainline one definitely has more cropped, not more cropped. This one definitely has more dropped shoulders on it rather than the Essentials one. But the Essentials one is also a raglan fit, so they fit like different. So it's hard to really compare apples to apples, but just in case you have both, I'll have both on bodies in this video, probably while I'm talking right now. Just so you have a good idea of like what you're buying. You know, I don't want you guys buying this and then being like, oh, that was way too big. Like, I have a pretty big frame and it fits pretty big. I think you could almost size down 2, but I feel like it might fit a little bit weird towards the waist. That's my reservation with sizing down 2, is how it's gonna fit towards the waist. Because up top it fits pretty big, but I think if you're buying a lot of Fear of God stuff, you've come to expect that. So up to you. I personally suggest sizing down 1 to whatever your normal Essentials is. But you know, it's hard to say, hey, buy it, try it on, because you just can't. And I don't have that Mainline Fear of God to compare it to, nor do I think many people have bought a $700 hoodie from Fear of God. Maybe if you're watching this, you would already know and would have already bought your normal size. For me, I bought the normal Fear of God size. I actually like how it looks, you know, like I actually don't mind the oversized look, especially because the length isn't super big. If you guys have ever tried the brand Daniel Patrick, This hoodie fits very similar up top, but doesn't have the length that Daniel Patrick has on a lot of the hoodies. So a lot of my Daniel Patrick hoodies are like a large, and they fit pretty, like they fit oversized up top, like very drop shoulders. But then down low, they usually fit a little bit long. This one doesn't fit. I would say it fits kind of the same-ish up top. So if you ever tried Daniel Patrick too, probably go with your normal Daniel Patrick size. I think that might be a good way to look at it. But who knows the amount of people who have tried it, bought it. It's just, those are the kind of comparisons I can get. Represented also take a size large in their hoodies, but they fit completely different. So it's hard to really compare apples to apples there. So do with that as you will. I don't really know what else to say there. I'm trying to help you guys make sure you're not wasting your money. And that's kind of like the general overview. Yeah, 10 minutes on a hoodie is a little bit long for a video for me. I was expecting this to be like 5 minutes, but I rambled on a little bit too long. So if you made it to the end of the video, I definitely appreciate it. Let me know if you guys liked the John Mayer Sob Rock hoodie below, and let me know if you guys are going to be picking it up. But anyways, guys, if you liked what you like here, leave a like on the video. If you really disliked it, leave a dislike. I'm the only one who sees it, so if you really want to put me in a bad mood, put a dislike on it. I mean, I'm not really going to be put in a bad mood, but you know what I mean. So anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for stopping by here. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed below, and have a blessed day. Peace.